Moving on to our next chapter, which is the digestive system. What are the different components and what are the different processes which are occurring during a digestion, and these phases include, first is the ingestion of food, and then is the movement of food. The next part is mechanical and chemical digestion of the food that we intake. Later absorption of this food takes place, and after absorption all the waste which is not absorbed, it is eliminated through anus. Now, what is the first various types of digestion? The first thing that I've told is the mechanical. In mechanical method, what we do, we chew the food, tear, grind, mash and mix. All these processes help with are occurring with the help of teeth or tongue. The chewing, tearing, grinding, mashing and mixing of food, which is a mechanical sharing of the method. Next is the chemical method. This is actually a physical method in which we are mechanically tearing or grinding the food. The next method, which is the chemical method, in this method various enzymatic action takes place. In this reaction, actually in the action of enzymes occur on the food so that to break it into the small components, into tiny parts. The various components of food include carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. So the action of enzyme is to just break these carbohydrates, proteins and lipids into tiny particles or tiny units. So how this digestive system is organized? Actually, this is a GI tube, which is a gastrointestinal tube, which we call tube within a tube. This is a direct path between the organs. What are the different structures which are present during a digestive system? These include mouth. First is the mouth, which is present here. Next is the pharynx. Next is the esophagus. Next, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and rectum. These are the various structures of a digestive system. Let us discuss each and every structure. The first structure, which is mouth. What happens in mouth? The teeth, it mechanically, which I have told mechanical method include chewing, mixing or mashing, grinding, tearing. These are the various physical or mechanical methods which occur by teeth, and teeth break down mechanically this food into a very small pieces. Later on, tongue mixes this food with the saliva. Now what happens when tongue mixes its food with saliva? There are various enzymes which act, such as amylase is one of those enzymes which helps in breakdown of the starch. So various enzymes are present in the saliva that actually helps in further breaking down of food. Epiglottis, which is a flap-like structure which is actually located at the back of the throat. It closes the trachea so that the food, it does not enter it, and it is located in the pharynx. Esophagus. This is esophagus. It is 20 centimeter long tube. What are the different functions of esophagus? It secretes mucus, which are fluid like substance, so that easy mixing of food can occur. Next, it moves the food from the throat to the stomach using a muscular movement, which is a peristalsis, which is zigzag movement. In this zigzag movement which occurs in the esophagus, the food is actually pushed down through this movement down the stomach from the throat. The next function of this esophagus is that the acid from it is not the function actually. Sometimes what happens, there is an acid which is present in the stomach, and this acid is usually hydrochloric acid, and sometimes this hydrochloric acid, it moves upward. However, it is not supposed to go, but sometimes it moves upward and causes a heartburn. The next part is the stomach, which is actually a J-shaped bag. So this is a J-shaped bag which we can see. The function of stomach is only to store food and then to break it down into a tiny pieces. Next function is that the stomach, it mixes this food with various digestive enzymes which are present that contain enzymes so that they can break down proteins and lipids. Proteins and lipids, which are a component of the food, it breaks these complex components into simpler components. Next, acid, which is present in the stomach, which is hydrochloric acid, whose pH is very less. Actually, this acid is supposed to kill all the microorganisms and basically all the bacteria. Food, which is now present in the stomach, which is broken down into small particles by the action of various digestive enzymes, we call that food in the stomach as chyme. Next is the small intestine. What is the function of small intestine? Small intestine, which is 7 meters long tube, the function of small intestine is just to absorb the food. For this purpose, for absorption of food, it contains villi. So these are the villi, different villi, and these villi are known to increase the surface area for the absorption. Each villi cell, this is a single villi cell. This again is a single villi cell. So these are multiple villi cells, and each villi cells, they have further projections which are known as microvilli. So again, the purpose of microvilli is also known to increase the surface area so that more and more food can be absorbed. The villi which are covered with microvilli, this increases the surface area. Next, the small intestine, what happens, the nutrients from the food, they pass into the bloodstream through these walls of the small intestine. Now what small intestine is going to absorb? It absorbs 80% of the ingested water. It absorbs vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. And the next function of small intestine is that it also secretes some digestive enzymes. What is the function of large intestine, which is a 1.5 meters long? What is the function of this large intestine? It accepts what small intestine do not absorb. So it will absorb only those substances which are not absorbed by the small intestine. It contains rectum, which is a short-term storage, and this rectum will hold all the fecal matter before this fecal matter can be expelled. Rectum holds that fecal matter. So this is how large intestine looks like. The function of large intestine is that it will undergo some bacterial digestion and it will ferment carbohydrates, it will absorb water, and it is known to concentrate the waste. There are various accessory glands or accessory organs apart from the digestive system. Actually the food, it passes through digestive systems, but there are some glands which do not come under the path of food, but they have a critical role in the digestion of food. These includes liver, gallbladder and pancreas. So this is a gallbladder, and these are the hepatic ducts of liver which are extended from the liver. This is a pancreas and this is a pancreatic duct. So all these glands, they secrete some juices, they secrete some enzymes, they have an important role in the digestion of the food. What is liver supposed to do? Liver is supposed to digest by producing bile. Bile is a juice which is produced by liver, and this bile, it helps in the digestion of all the adipose or all the fat material. This bile, it filter out toxins and waste, including drugs and alcohols and poisons. What gallbladder is supposed to do? The function of gallbladder is just that the bile which is secreted by the liver, it was stored in the gallbladder, and later on it was released from the liver, and then the liver, it releases it into the small intestine. The fatty diets which we take, these fatty diets can cause gallstones. What is the function of pancreas? Pancreas, it produces digestive enzymes so that these digestive enzymes can help in digestion of fats, carbohydrates or proteins. The next function of pancreas is that it regulates the blood sugar level. So this is what is the function of pancreas. This is all about digestive system.